All right. Arbor Day, Schmarbor Day. We don't need to wait. Them Republicans said they're going to plant 1 trillion trees.
The Republicans said they're going to do it?
Yeah, so they won't.
Listen here, you can't say we're not doing nothing no more.
We're fucking Mother Nature with
We'll
trees.
meet you halfway. No solar power, but we'll plant 1,000 trees, okay? That's the same
Hey,
shit.
we'll meet you in the middle. We're not going to, accept these weird trifles you call words together that form this climate change bullshit. But we'll meet you and plant 1 trillion trees.
I was told if I plant 1 trillion trees, it'll create enough biodiesel for my 4x4.
Really what it is we know if we plant 1 trillion trees, that's a secret Satan summon spell to get George Washington back in the house.
Yeah. Listen, we're about to go real 1776 up here. We're going to bring back the one and only George Washington because we know he can't tell a lie.
Yeah, exactly. Little did you know, you dumbasses, they're all cherry trees. This son of a bitch is going to come back a-swinging.
George Washington didn't tell a lie, except for the fact he didn't have white hair, redhead.
Or white teeth. Wooden teeth.
Yeah, no. Wooden teeth. Actually, it's been proven, I'm pretty sure he had slave teeth.
Really? I thought they were just made out of the boats he promised.
No, they should. The boats. That's where he hid all his ballots from his opponent. It's in his teeth.
The first evidence of voter fraud is just in his teeth.
Yeah. That's what he was really sailing across the Delaware for. He was going to drop off the votes in the pond.
Hell yeah, man. I verified them all on my incisors.
We haven't had one election that's been legitimate.
No.
Every single one of them. Frauds.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, how else did Taft get in?
Right. That's the only reason why Washington didn't run for a second term. he was like, nah, man, they'll come after me. The dirt's there.
Do you think he got hit with the ultimatum? You either be president or you be the general. What one you want to be?
No, they wanted him to be king.
King?
Yeah, they wanted him to become king, and George Washington said no.
How dope would that be
point.
if that would have been a yes?
Yeah, well, he said no, and when they went back to the King of England and told them that, the King of England even said, if that's true, he's the greatest man to ever be to walk this earth, because to turn down that power, like nobody had done it at that point.
Yeah, but imagine if he did.
Right.
No,
he wanted to just go fucking grow tobacco and smoke the rest of his teeth wood.
Where would the king sentence his prisoners? I'm going to say Louisiana.
Well, the Louisiana wasn't part of the Union at that point, Nathan. That would have been part of the Louisiana Purchase.
No, he would have sent him to Louisiana. You know, the locals would have dealt with him.
Yeah, it's
alligators.
True. I don't know. No, you could send him down to Florida at that point.
Okay.
Wait, I don't think Florida was part of it though either.
No, he'd cut a deal with the UK and be like, hey, you got it right with Australia, man.
Australia, fucking pretty fucking cool.
Let's send these guys there.
What's weird is I think England just sent all their cool people to Australia. All the criminals were the coolest. That's why Britain sucks. They sent all the cool people down there. And that's why all the hot people are in Australia.
Yeah, because they got to work on their trades, like picking pockets.
Mm-hmm. I saw a great video the other day, just a reel, where it was a guy going, my great-great-great-grandfather getting sentenced for his crime to go to Australia. Me being stoked as fuck that because of his crimes I live here. And I was like, that is true. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah, well, it's because the koalas are giving everybody, they're giving them like STDs and shit.
Yeah, the chlamydia.
Yeah. And everything.
What do you think came first, the koala or the chlamydia?
I think it was the British that gave him the chlamydia.
Probably. Yeah. I'm gonna fuck that tiny bear.
I am going to take that tiny bear and wipe my hole-ridden hairline.
I think that's where that accent came from. Is just the chlamydia in your brain as it warped their speech.
Well, no, it's funny you mentioned that. I saw a video where it was like an educational thing about like the art of speech. happened.
Right.
And they're like, oh, all these people making fun of the Southerners. And it's really funny because if you take the Southerner, all it is British speak slowed down. There is your American South accent. But if you go to like Louisiana, like take French, slow it down. Same thing. And it's like all across this, and everybody's like, oh, they're idiots for how they speak. And like, they're just closer to what it was. They came over the ocean.
They're just the special needs classes of accents.
Man, it's just a short bus of the United States, man.
I've heard that before. There's also I've seen videos too of how like the Boston or like Mid-Atlantic accent all came around.
That's because
it's all weird how those
and
get
stuff like that. And
it's
concussions.
just all warping
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, it all becomes of alcoholism and fighting in bars.
What
over
that's
the
called
Boston
is
Red Sox.
that's where the Irish sent all their alcoholic people. They're just like,
yeah,
all right, you gotta go.
Yeah,
Dude, you're wicked awesome at drinking. Go do it over there.
Yeah. Dad, you're fucking up our whole thing here. We're trying to get the IRA.
Hey, how do you think they felt? We gotta you guys. We lucked out by sending Jim and his boys over there. You see what they did with all that fucking tea? Oh shit, that could have been our booze.
Yeah, yeah, they could have been dumping it over the thing.
Oh man, that is one thing Irish are like. You know what? We did it right.
Yeah, exactly. The Boston Tea. What a cool way to like. It's weird how we glorify the Boston Tea Party. It's not weird. Like, I get the whole thing. But there's no protests, I feel like, anymore. Like, what other protests are glorified the way that, like, that one is?
They're not. Nowadays,
nowadays
they're making laws.
The Million Man March.
I forgot. I think it's Louisiana.
But
They just like in one of their bills said it's okay to lawfully drive into groups protesting. It's
no, that's if they're blocking traffic.
same, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you get to create your own killdozer moment.
All right, when Death Car 2.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, I guess the Million Man March, though, was peaceful.
For Steve Austin, yeah.
But that's the only time...
oh, that's the $1 Million Man. It's my bad.
That's $1 million.
Oh, shit.
But that was peaceful. But that's the only, property destruction protest that I ever see, portrayed as, this was a good thing. I was like, they destroyed a business and stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody always bitches about that nowadays.
Well, no, it's revisionist history, man. That's all that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You mean the winners write the history books? Yeah. I didn't know that.
I know, it's really weird. I would love to see the losers' history book. It's just a history of all the losing sides. These fucking guys came in and stole our shit.
Listen, we were doing very cool experiments. We had some cool we sent people to camps, and we were doing experiments, and it was a fun. Everybody was having fun.
We were taking resources from everywhere.
There's large medical history updates because of us. Our fun camps.
You think you beat us? We just went to lead your national history areas like space, Earth, deep sea, and just...
Oppenheimer. I mean, I don't know what you want from us.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah. Don't talk about Germany. Germany, they love their loser. They don't talk about their losses. They're undefeated.
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, I have a feeling Germany is like every guy of our era. They can't cry because somebody walks up and goes, "You're a man. Don't you fucking cry. Stuff it down and never mention it."
Yeah. That's why I hope this whole Russia thing doesn't spill over where Germany has to get involved, because that we've seen that.
You think they're over there?
Twice.
You think they're cracking their knuckles like, oh, we'll give it another go.
They're just blowing off the old playbook. Oh, we're doing this again,
oh,
yeah.
Okay. I think we've learned now how to properly go into Russia.
We learned a few tricks out of their playbook. The poison the well, very good. I like the way you think, Russia.
That's good.
That's good.
Oh, Putin, thank you. Stay away from window.
The Americans love to talk about the Western Front, but we were much more enticed by the Eastern. Eastern Front was brutal, dude. People don't talk about how fucking brutal that was.
No.
The
Not
Eastern
at all.
Front's fucked, dude. Well, and it's always been fucked. I've been I just got a book. I got Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, one of the Roman leaders.
Yeah, Marcus Aurelius. He was yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know, but he has like a book that I guess like a lot of like modern philosophies on the way like he talked or whatever.
Yeah, he was the king over Maximus Aurelius, son of a he was a father of a murdered child, husband to a murdered wife.
I might be saying the name wrong. I could.
No,
totally
Marcus
be.
Aurelius is the king.
Is it right? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but
Because
it's-
I was literally reading it and going, I'm just saying something from
Yeah,
Gladiator.
exactly.
Like, that's
I
what
was
I'm
waiting
just
for you to
saying.
break into finishing it, and it just ends with "Are you not entertained?" in the
Right.
closed book.
That's the I flipped to the end and already read that. That's what it says at the end.
Sweet.
But it's like a whole book about that. But there's a whole like intro where this guy before this, because the book's not very long. It's was not even meant to be publicly read. Of course, it's just when they died. They were like, "Hey, this guy's pretty smart. We should." They did this Anne Frank model before Anne Frank. They were like, "We should just take this person's book and make it so everybody can read it."
Mm-hmm.
And so it's all his private like journalings, like him having inner thoughts and like dialogues about things that were happening. in
Saw
the
a
empire at the
rainbow
time.
today. Thought it was going to be good. Had to slaughter 2 villages. What?
I drank way too much wine last night. I have diarrhea like nobody's business.
I drank. Yeah, I accidentally drank the water again. Oh no.
Dude, I released the tigers in the Coliseum last night. It was sick as fuck. Those gladiators didn't see it coming.
They didn't see it coming because this time I opted for a gang of 6. Just-
But I forgot where I was going with this. Marcus Aurelius. But talk about the Eastern Front. But like in this intro, the guy's kind of giving some backstory in the history of how Marcus got to be the emperor of the Roman Empire and all that
battling
stuff.
like the
And they're-
Germanic tribes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're talking about like how like my favorite is in it. It says the German barbarians. I was like, I get it's 200 A.D.,
Yeah,
but
dude.
like let's be
That is
okay.
my favorite. Is you just go these peons, these barbarians, like it's all these derogatory terms towards anybody else that is not the current superpower.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And it's funny because they just use them today, and that's when you go, oh, I think we're the bad guys.
Yeah, nobody wants to admit it. When it's like, yeah, we went over to Iraq, and that's what the first thing. These barbarians aren't fighting
Dude,
hand to hand; they're using
can-
these. It's like, wait,
Oh,
what?
dude, CNN, Fox News, they were using some horrible terms
Oh,
to
yeah.
describe people over there.
Yeah.
That's when, once you start reading this stuff and you go, oh, I think we're bad.
Oh, guys, we've become the dirty world police. Oh no.
But yeah, they're just talking about like the Eastern Front on that part and like where like the expansion of the empire and like of course this isn't going into super detail, but like just stuff I didn't think about. It makes me actually want to buy a big book, which I'm sure there is, like of a detailed like history of like the entire Roman Empire. Because it is, the Roman Empire is fascinating.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember Herodotus, but that was for Greece. He was like a famous historian for Greece.
Right.
I'm sure there's another guy for like the Roman history. That would actually be really interesting because if they're like accurate in what they're depicting and not just giving overarching, you probably hear just brutal stories.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Roman Empire is very brutal, and just in general. So I've never delved like you get the broad overview you've gotten in through world history class and stuff, but I've never done a deep dive on the actual empire. You know how impressive it was what they did, but I've never read fully about it. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it probably would
I don't know.
be.
Have you read about it? Have you ever read about the? I know we've gone down the rabbit hole of Greek mythology. and Roman
We've done a
mythology
bunch,
lot.
but yeah, I know I did like more on Greece than I have Romans would be really interesting to watch and listen to
Right.
or read about.
Well, in Greece they were like the
They were-
superpower that were before the
right
Romans,
before
right?
the Romans took it away from the Greeks.
Right. We'll just take that.
Which is my favorite because if you...
That's the most Italian shit ever.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you built something cool. How about we take it?
How about you forget about it, because it's ours now.
Oh, you got a nice library here. Oops. Looks like you should have bought the
Oh,
insurance
you got that
money.
nice library. What is that? Alexandria? Oops, all fire.
Oh, you didn't have fire insurance. Should have paid the till a little bit more.
Man, if you would have paid for protection, that wouldn't have happened.
Do you think that's where Italians got the
Yeah.
idea for fire insurance?
Burning down
The
Alexandria Library. He just, oh no, I seem to have dropped my match and kerosene. Whatever shall I do?
Not for nothing, Caesar had a pretty good scam going there.
Hey, man, until that Brutus guy came up, man.
Yeah.
What?
That rat Brutus.
Yeah, it sounds like there were two of them. He said "et two." I don't know what that means, but
Oh, fuck, that's so funny. 6 F's Tyrannis. That's not even the same thing, but whatever.
hey, man, what you think you're gonna get protected by the Tiber? Oh.
Oh, Caesar, you're stabbing me.
You know what? I'm gonna remember you. I'm gonna name you a salad.
I think that's probably why I've been thinking about Roman stuff lately. I've gotten into Caesar salads a lot lately, and I think that dressing's warping my mind.
All of a sudden, your thoughts are like, I could expand anything if I really wanted to.
If you eat enough Caesar salads, that anchovy paste within it starts giving you nickel poisoning.
You know what? I think I could push the western border out a little further and take over that area. If I really push. Just don't go east.
Yeah, just don't go east. I don't want to run into the Mongolians.
Those savages.
Were the Mongolians around during that time?
Yes.
When was Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan was around during the Roman Empire because he actually took over some of the Roman territories.
Right, and that's
Genghis
when
Khan,
Caesar was like, we're not doing this with those
I just
guys.
called him like a Donkey Kong disciple. I just said Genghis Kong.
Genghis Khan.
But no, Genghis Khan fucking ruled because he came in there and just fucking ruined so much.
Yeah, he really did.
And it was like, because then after Genghis Khan, it was also like Attila the Hun. All those came in. And it's crazy
no,
because...
Genghis Khan wouldn't have been around. Well, maybe, I don't know when the Roman Empire was around.
I think he was
guess,
around towards the beginning. And then...
no, he would have been, this would have been way later because...
Was it? Okay, maybe it was towards
his
the
reign
end?
was 1206 to 1227.
Okay, so... I don't know.
So, and the Roman Empire was like... Well, the Roman Empire was forever, but I don't think they were around the same time span.
I don't know, because Genghis Khan...
No, not even fucking... Oh, I guess the eastern...
Yeah, he was there for...
The eastern part would have been... Yeah, so he was there towards the very end of it.
Okay, I was right. Towards the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Attila the Hun was in the middle.
The Roman Empire lasted from the unified one was 27 BC to 395 AD. Then 395 AD to 480 for the western, and the eastern part was 395 to 1453.
Okay, so what you're saying is when the U.S. breaks, we need to be on the eastern side of things. We can't be on the west.
No, yeah, we don't want to be on that. Well, there's nothing but desert out west anyway.
No, that is funny you should mention that. Did you see the people that were flocking to Death Valley because they're like, I want to be there when it hits the record hottest spot on the earth?
Did they want to all die of? Was that just like a massive heat stroke? Is that what they wanted?
My thought is, say that happened and conduct your military experience. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying.
Oppenheimer Part 2.
Exactly. Hey, they all died.
It was the hottest it's ever been in the desert today after a nuclear bomb was dropped and turned all the sand to glass.
Yeah, exactly. We'd recover the bodies, but there seems to be. It got so hot, radiation leaked out of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Republicans are going to plant 1,000 trees, you said.
1,000 trees, dude. Yeah. Well, we really went everywhere. No, they said they're going to plant 1,000. They won't. They're not acknowledging the climate change. They're just saying because it absorbs like carbon emissions and stuff like that. So like trees.
Trees. It does a thing.
You
know,
smoke
we're
them,
meeting
we
you halfway,
plant them.
you
Let's
hippies.
go America. Goes green.
This always reminds me of fucking Nixon from Futurama. I'm meeting you halfway, you smelly hippies.
I'm not a crook.
As you can see, I've got a shiny new body.
We need to plant these trees so we can print more money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that sounds about right. I always find it funny that Nebraska is the place that started Arbor Day.
Yeah, the place where you go through that, like, well over, let's say, 85% of the state with no fucking trees hardly ever seen.
Right. They have the largest man-planted forest, and they have to have that because there aren't any fucking trees out there.
That movie, The Lorax, took place in Nebraska. That's actually where they cut down all the fucking trees and they sell bottled air.
Right. Hey, well, I mean, it wasn't ever supposed to be that way. It's the grass. It's part of the Great Plains. Like, there's no grass that way. There's no trees.
No. It's just fucking no. This will fucking go. We're gonna plant a million bajillion trees. I don't even know how to. They're like, I love how they just said a trillion so haphazardly. They might as well went. We're gonna plant a tree for every dollar that we're in deficit right now. The U.S. is in deficit. How much? Oh, we're planting that many trees, brother.
Yeah. $1 for every deficit on the U.S. budget.
It's current and future. That's
eat your heart out, Brazil. We got the most trees. We the lungs now.
Yeah. Ooh, the Amazon. We're the captain.
Yeah. I think Nebraska wants to plant trees because it's like the boob job for that state because they're so flat.
Well,
they need something to get their tits
Nebraska's probably leading it. Yeah, I don't know who all the Republican states are. I know Nebraska's one of them.
All right. That's one of them. Texas.
Really? No. Yeah, Texas.
But there's not enough.
Connecticut,
honestly,
Maine.
I feel like Texas still doesn't even have that many trees. Like, we give Texas the pass on the fact that, but that's because they're like wet. It's like supposed to be western.
Well, no, they got those, like, that's the beauty of it. The further south you go, you get. Okay, we got to say it nice. So we get special needs trees. We get these little we get the small little trees that everybody's taller than. Here's a mesquite tree.
Yeah, right. But then everybody down there's cutting them down to fucking smoke meat.
Hell yeah, dude, I gotta put them on my Traeger to make my steak taste better.
Yeah, the trees don't survive in Texas, dude.
Yeah.
There's not enough law. There's no laws,
dude,
on the books about.
Welcome to Texas, where trees and thieves. If your name starts with a T, you're fucked. Sorry, Troys and Tracys and all you other people.
Yeah, and then I don't know, Mississippi probably is pretty conservative, I would imagine.
Okay.
Arkansas.
You know, you figure they're going to push all the... Okay, so my favorite is all these Republicans, trillion trees. And they're going to be like, so we're going to plant them in Oregon, California. We're just going to through all these areas and just, like, force people to move out. Just like, California's the tree state now. That's all they are. It's just trees.
I'm surprised California doesn't have, like, ordinances where you have to have so many trees in
your
yard.
They walk through. The Republicans are now intentionally setting fire so they could just go through random neighborhoods and start planting trees where neighborhoods once stood.
Hey, you see what Canada's doing? What if we did that but in an urban environment?
That's right. Now, hear me out. We just steal stuff from a California train again and say random lightning strikes all happened at the same time. It worked like a charm.
Have you ever heard of the Tulsa massacres?
Yeah.
What if we did that?
What if we did that, but this time with thermite?
You know about the Tulsa massacres, right?
Well, I do know it was a massacre that occurred in Tulsa, obviously.
Yeah. It was a racially targeted neighborhood where they massacred an entire black neighborhood.
Oh, Jesus!
In the 1921, the Tulsa Race Massacre. So yeah, they literally just burned in like basically an entire neighborhood, and it was like a thriving neighborhood where they were all doing well and stuff like that. And then I forget what set it off. I'm looking it up right now. There was a whole thing about it. The Tulsa Race Riot is also known as the Race Riot Black Wall Street Massacre because it was like their Wall Street basically.
Okay.
Was a 2-day long white supremacist terrorist massacre that took place on May 30th May 31st to June 1st of 1921, when a mob of white residents, some whom had been appointed as deputies.
Hey, no, I want to point this out. I don't know when this stopped, but in the 1920s, you could just call certain groups of people a mob. Now, if you say a mob, you're like, oh, shit, should we avoid the area?
Right, right. But appointed deputies and armed by city government officials attacked black residents and destroyed homes and businesses in the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma. The event was considered one of the worst incidents of race violence in American history. They destroyed 35 square blocks of a neighborhood. At the one time was the wealthiest black community in the United States.
Oh, but
yeah,
then,
that's what happened.
But then, the North just listened to Warren G's Regulate and said, "Mount up." And they went to war.
Yeah, well, Nathan, that happened a few hundred years earlier, the 1920s.
Oh shit! Yeah, it was the 1800s.
Jesus Christ, God. Dude. This is a terrible history podcast.
Well, all right, yeah.
We're doing terrible today.
Dude, you know, in the 1920s, in the midst of the Civil War that was happening, you know, that's a tragedy that
right.
what you said happened, though. Yeah.
I like how this episode, though, anybody who's listening right now, they're like, they keep bouncing back and forth. I can't pin them where they're like, because I'm like, man, the race riots were terrible. And then we also talked about other things. They're like, wait, what are these guys doing?
So, in reference to that, this past week, I went to what they say is the South. I mean, there's the South about everything I went and saw. I went to good old Missouri, southern Missouri.
Missouri's a weird one. It is the South, but it's not.
It's
so fucking weird.
It's like Florida trying to tell me it's the South when it's like...
It's definitely the Florida of the Midwest.
yeah. It's like, nah, it's methadone babies here. That's all that is. It's like, what are we talking about?
It's still strange to me that Patrick Mahomes likes it so much there.
Oh, that's because he's
like,
actually...
Wow, you actually live here, huh? Okay.
It's like Nebraska. They have one city. And they're like, this is it.
And it's not even named after the state they're in.
Oh, wait, they got St. Louis, right?
They do have
okay,
St. Louis, but nobody
just...
talks about St. Louis. That's the ugly redheaded stepchild of that state.
That's why they have the Cardinals. It's red, too.
Even here in Iowa, we don't even have a St. Louis, but we're like, hey, at least we're not St. Louis.
Would you rather have a St. Louis or not?
It's funny because... I think it's funny because apparently people call Des Moines the Little Chicago. I guess some people do.
Dude, oh man, I love Little Chicago's food, especially the pizzas. Oh, they're great.
Yeah. But apparently that's.
But you don't have one in Des Moines. It's a crying shame.
Yeah, not anymore.
They were gonna. They
couldn't sustain it.
They were gonna. They couldn't stay open. They're like, our name's redundant here.
But I think that's funny that we're like the Little Chicago. And they're like, but St. Louis is closer. It's like, yeah, no, we're Little Chicago.
You know what? We'll take Little New York before we take Little St. Louis.
Yeah. No one wants to be Little St. Louis. But anyway, you went to good old Missouri.
Missouri, man. We went down to Missouri, a family trip, and we stopped by, and there's events you can do. And one of the events we did was called the Dolly Parton Stampede. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Isn't Dolly Parton from Tennessee?
She's from G Cups.
G Cup, Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty. Isn't she from Tennessee though? That's like her whole fucking thing.
Maybe
she's not from Missouri.
It's not, but that's where it's at. So,
okay.
The Dolly Parton Stampede. So it is.
Okay, what is the Dolly Parton Stampede? Is this where you tits? Is like the running of the bulls with tits?
Yeah, they're just giant booby tassels running at you the entire time you're there. And if a tassel hits you, you don't get dinner. So what this is you get a whole meal, kind of like a Renaissance dinner where they do the Renaissance, but this one's the West, Southwest, South by Southwest. No, so they get.
She's not even from the fucking West though. She's from fucking Tennessee.
Okay, this is
Southeast.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is South by Tahiti.
None of this makes sense already, and it's infuriating to me. I hate these tourist traps.
So we were at We're at the Dominican side of this part. No, I'm just going to keep going further away. So
it's just a small world after all.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
just slap Dolly Parton's name on it.
So by the time we got to Japan, we had no.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a Western theme.
It's a Western theme
in Missouri.
in Missouri. And so we get down there, got to pronounce it right with some, put some respect on it with Missouri.
Missouri.
So they go down and they're
I'm Missouri. Filled with Missouri.
I am miserable. Just all right. We go through this and it's like it's going to be a horse show, and they serve a meal. I'll just get the meal out of the way before I go into the fun. They bring in.
It was a horse they slaughtered last Tuesday.
Oh, were you there? It was delicious, dude. I got the leg. It lasted me for like the whole thing. I gave the hoof
like
to
Fred
my dog.
Flintstone.
Yeah, dude. That was how you made noise to cheer on people. You slapped the hoof against the table. So we're going through, and they bring out this deal, and it's soup. No spoon.
Okay.
No spoon whatsoever. They're like, well, in the old days, you just drank your soup. I'm like, all right. Well, they brought out a biscuit, started using that to dunk. Fine. After the biscuit, though, that's 5 minutes apart because everybody gets the same thing. There's fuck you mentality if you were allergic to any of this shit. There are 3 drink choices: Coca-Cola, lemonade, or sweet tea. All of these say, hey, are you diabetic? I don't give a fuck. You're going to get more. You want this? More sugar. There was
Hope you brought your insulin.
fuck your insulin. By the time you need a shot, you need another one. Just leave it in your arm pre-prepped to press down.
They got IVs of insulin.
Yeah.
Slap the
They're
bag.
whacking back. Okay, you're good. Got pick lines coming straight down.
Okay, so now this is actually sounding more southern as you keep going
Hell yes,
because
dude. So
they don't give a fuck
they're
about your
just
dietary.
like, what do you want? All right, man, cool. And they're on their little get-ups because they each have corresponding. I'll get into the why later, but they have each side, and they're going through giving us the next thing that comes out 10 minutes later is a chicken. Everybody gets a whole fucking chicken. A whole.
Fuck yeah, that rules.
Both wings, both legs, everything. It's just right on your fucking plate. And I'm just like,
Fuck yeah, dude.
holy shit. Are you serious? And then he comes by with an ear of corn later while I'm trying to fucking... You get a fork. You don't get a knife. You just get a whole chicken and a fork and then produce your surgery-like mentality to eat this thing. And
Dude, period-themed restaurants must make so much money because they get the excuse to cut costs every fucking
this is
where.
great.
We don't have napkins. There was no napkins.
There weren't.
Back then.
This is like,
Ketchup,
hey,
mustard. There was no ketchup or
they didn't
mustard.
have that. Use your
Have fun eating an unseasoned chicken breast.
yeah, well, that chicken wasn't very seasoned. It was just a cooked chicken. And
No shit.
I was
It's
just like,
white
I was
people
like,
plain
they're
food.
like, I don't have a napkin. Use your shirt, fucking filthy piece of shit.
How the fuck did like Britain and stuff go to war and steal shit from India, and they were going to war over spices, but never learned how to fucking use them?
Yeah,
like, I don't
that's why
fucking
if you go
understand
over
it,
to
dude.
that's why if you go over to Europe today, there's food fucking sucks. But if you go to like Italy or like any place where the women stay home, their food is amazing.
Because they were experimenting. And they had to make it good, otherwise they got hit. That's why the food's so good.
Yeah, they never get it brought back out and ask for a different plate.
Although that theory doesn't track because Irish women can't cook, dude. Let's be real.
Well, they know
That's
how
why
to make
they were
soups.
getting hit
They
so
can
often.
make
They were
can make
drunk
soups.
and getting... That's why they were getting hit so often, because their food wasn't seasoned.
Well, it's because the taste buds of the men were all gone. That's like in the history. If you look at the history of Irish people, when they made whiskey, there is, I forget, it's like over 2 years gap of the next creation of anything else. They made whiskey, and then there is a significant gap.
It's one of my favorite Family Guy jokes. It's like, here's what we think Ireland was before
Oh,
the
and they
invention
fly
of
into
alcohol,
bottles?
and it's like a fucking, it's like the with the Jetsons
Oh, it's like
flying cars.
Atlantis.
And stuff. It's like, hey, McGillen made this thing in his basement. He calls it beer, and they all just take one drink, and then they start fighting.
I mean, it's like that.
Yeah,
And that killed their
it'd be
taste
like
buds, man.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, so they did that. They actually bring out some pork later. That's a shit ton of food they've already brought.
I like how this is a 7-course white trash meal.
Followed by, after you eat all that, they take all the plates away. They bring out dessert. They tell you to keep your fork. They bring out apple cinnamon turnover. So then you eat this, and that was delicious.
I
But
bet.
so we're going, okay, so now on to the show. The show is effectively a horse tricks and all this stuff. There's little competitions they do on horses and all that. But the whole pendulum on it is, he comes out and goes, all right, people, you on this side right here, you're my friends of the North. Now those people over there, those Southies, them people. Just like, I'm like, holy shit, he's going to do this? And then he goes over to the other side and goes, all right, my brothers of the South. Them Yankees over there, man, they're laughing at you. And just, I'm like, it just incited a turf war over this.
It doesn't help that we have family members that are from Texas, and they were probably like, can we switch
Oh,
sides?
they were pissed. They were pissed. I go, how's it feel to be a Yankee? And
You should have turned to him and said, how's it feel to be on the winning team for once?
that's exactly what I said, and you should have saw the death glare I got back, man.
Yes.
The best part is, so the whole thing goes out, and there's things. South jumps out to a 3-0 lead, and I'm like, this seems rigged.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, as it finished, it ended up being like the North ended up winning by like 1 or 2.
Not by a landslide.
But I was like, did they do this on purpose to make the South think they had a chance?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, it was.
It's like the watch. What is it? It's like the Generals when they play the fucking Harlem Globetrotters. They're like, you gotta make the game seem like it might have a shot.
Yeah. It was.
Were the Northerners whistling the Harlem Globetrotters themes the whole time? I wish I knew it. I can't remember the thing off the top.
Wait.
of my head.
That was like Leave It to Beaver. I was just doing.
I know. That's why my brain went too. I can't remember how the Harlem Globetrotter thing goes right now. My brain's like, hey, guess what? You know how the joke you just made and how it'd be awesome if you could whistle it? You're not going to get to.
Never mind. But no, so they had all these. They had, part of it was there's pigs racing in one of them. They had one where dogs raced.
Wait. Okay. So did you just want to ask this question because, you said that, like, they basically had it so that you knew the North was going to win, obviously.
Well, no,
right?
you didn't
How
know
do you
why you're
rig
doing this.
dog
but-
and pig races
Yeah.
so the
So
North wins?
I guess you just know which dogs are faster. The house always knows.
We cut the heelys on that pig so he can't eat limps.
Yo, no joke. When one of these pigs went out, it was like it was running with a turbo button, and all the other ones had like a fucking busted joystick trying to go through this because they were like, just running through this. They're
You
slow as
filthy
shit.
Confederate pig.
Like that first one got told, if you don't win, I am having ham tonight. And he's like, fuck, and ran.
Calling like them filthy Confederate pigs and breaking their kneecaps is so funny to me.
You damn Yankees are going down.
So good. Okay, so they had pig and dog races.
They had pig and dog
Interesting.
races. They had people races where they're popping balloons they had like sticks. And they're just they're on
Man,
the horse.
the Civil War battles were a lot more fun than they depicted in history class.
Yeah, I mean they were nice and brutal in history class. And this one, I mean, it was a Californian competition. So we go through the whole thing, and they're just doing all that. The tricks were awesome. I had one lady jump through a ring of fire, standing on 2 horses. And I'm like, that is awesome. I think I'd fall and die just watching her do that. I'm like,
Yeah. It's impressive they can get a horse to be around fire, in my opinion. To be that's the more impressive part, like than jumping through it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, it was just it was wild to go through that entire thing. And just just the whole time to constantly be reminded that we're Yankees and that's the South over there.
Yeah.
And they kept asking, like, cheer for your side. Make sure you cheer. I was just like, this feels so weird.
That is very weird.
I mean, we were this close. Like, there's some people on our side, I was like, they're about to call them racist. Watch. Like, they were getting close and in a frenzy over it. I'm like, Jay.
Wait, we're the South, right? So we get the N-word pass.
Right? If we would have heard, that would have been the place I would have expected it, honestly. And I'd be like, oh, it's a realistic experience.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got. They just go around and since you guys are part of the South, here's your honorary N-word card.
Now, just like if you'll notice, you'll have to listen for certain key words. That'll add another tally to it, just like bingo. But each time you use it, you got to take one off.
Dude, they give them bingo cards. You have to keep your eye out for these events because if this is what'll unlock your ability to say it.
Yeah,
dude. There should be a black bingo night and just a black brand bingo, and they just like that's the prize. At
I
the
thought
end.
I was about to say there's a game of it called Blackout.
Oh, dude, how fun! That would be so funny if it was a black ran bingo and they were just like, listen, the ultimate pass at the end of the thing, we're gonna play Blackout as the final game, and if you get it, you could come up here and say the N-word into this thing. Dude, so many old white people would show up and be like, finally,
and every week because nobody reads the paper anymore. The one of 3 pages would be like, another idiot at bingo night actually did it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, you could take the $500 bar tab, or you can say the N-word. Nobody's ever taken it.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever taken the $500.
They're like, and that keeps compounding with interest. It's crazy.
It's up to $100,000. Nobody will take the money. They're just trying to find the value of the N-word.
Oh, shit.
That's the most offensive fucking idea I've ever had. That's so funny, though.
So, shit, dude.
Compound interest for the N-word. Oh, that's terrible.
So, we did that one night. Another day, we did from open to close. We went to Silver Dollar City. Picture Six Flags. But Six Flags with heavily amount of Christian overtones. Hey! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the park opening. First, let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. All right. Oh, hey, can I get
No way. You had to say the Pledge of Allegiance as soon as you walked in?
So let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. We were, okay, we're going to put up the flag. Can I get all the veterans? Let's go. Okay, everybody, let's lead the national anthem.
Did you walk over to when they said when they said veterans, did you walk your fucking... Okay, I was going to say, I'll fucking call you out, dude.
No. Okay, so I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Did you?
I just marched in a line with a bunch of old people. Said I served in Fallujah.
Oh, I'm telling you, take LSD. It'll change your life. Look how young I still am.
Oh, dude.
Oh, did you? So you actually got out and went over there? Where'd you serve? Basic training.
Nom.
Okay, that's a good way to start off any activity. Patriotism.
Yeah. So they start out all this stuff and they raise a flag and whatever, and everybody does the national anthem. Mm-hmm. So then they get the national anthem going, and then all right, everybody, park is open. God bless everybody. Have fun. And every time you talk to a person, there's so many times I heard God bless. I'm like, I believe you get shot for this anywhere further east or west.
Yeah.
Both.
You go any cardinal direction, honestly.
Yeah. We just happen to be at the epicenter where it's allowed.
Yeah. Or they just actually want people to have a blessed day. Every other place is just like, we would say it if we liked you.
No, they didn't just say bless, though. I mean, they were saying God bless, all this stuff. So it's like, oh, weird. And not once did I see somebody get
heavy Christian overtone.
That's why I said heaven. Just heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Christian overtones. So we get in.
That should count as going to church, by the way.
Oh, it did. So we went on the Baptist preacher ride, and he was, just outstanding. It was all on a train.
Hellfire and brimstone roller coaster.
We did go on a train. It was running right on time, and it took us to a stick-up. It was like a play of a stick-up where the Western people and the train conductor come out, and they do a whole thing, and then there's just rides. There's a bunch of shows. They have shows that take you back in time because you could go into a saloon, and you're getting to see all the burlesque dancers as they're out there. So they have these 3 girls, and my daughter.
It sounds like you went on a vacation to just be like, I wish we could go back to the good old days.
That's right.
That's all this fucking sounds like.
I shot 42 pores. So
do you remember when America was great?
Yeah, dude. I declared while people were walking, they didn't notice. Put a sign down that says "My land." I started defending my ground. So I had a body count of 42 that time.
Okay,
that
so
was
you're
a fun
doing all
ride.
these rides, is that? So you're doing all these rides and all this stuff, huh?
Yeah, so
And
I got
what
to explain to
happens?
my daughter the burlesque. She's like, "Oh, women used to dress like this, and they're nice." I go, "Not these ones." And she goes, "But they're dressed so pretty." I go, "Yeah, these are actors." So I had to explain. I'm like,
They're friendly.
so
in
I
the
had to
wrong
explain to
way.
my daughter in much nicer ways. These are fucking whores.
These girls will suck your dick for a nickel.
They invented the straw. You don't want to know what comes out of that one.
They're the reasons koalas have chlamydia.
If they take off their wigs, you'll understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so the burlesque show stuff is such a weird. It's funny when I have friends who do it, or like I've heard people say like burlesque is an art form. It's not a sexual thing. I was like, yeah, but it sure started off as one.
Oh, dude, that is my favorite thing because girls are just, bleh, whatever, don't care. I love long eyelashes. You know the history of those? No.
Yeah.
Oh, those used to be like cum curtains to catch it. That is legit the reason.
I did not know
yeah,
that.
The ladies of the night, whatever you want to call them. Back in the day, used to put those on. They were cum catchers. They were designed to catch cum from getting in their eyes. Yet girls now
Smart.
are just like, I like my eyelashes long. And you come in there as a man of history going, you want to put those to use?
Yeah, that's a tool. It's like us walking around with like just carrying a DeWalt drill.
That's a tool.
Yeah. We just have like a DeWalt drill on our hip. Like, oh, you going to work on something? No, man, I just like the way this looks. I just carry a tool
I
with
just
me
use this so I
everywhere.
can poke a hole and shotgun a beer at any time.
This isn't for use.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's just
It's a fashion statement. Dude, that would be dope.
cum
if dudes
curtain
just started,
fashion statement.
It'd be dope if dudes just started carrying tools around. They're like, why are you doing that? Well, girls do it. You just start explaining all that stuff.
Fake nails, cum curtains.
It's the same shit.
That's my favorite thing, and I hope it takes one day. It's enough people explain to any girl that wears extensions on their eyelashes and be like, you know what those originally were for?
Right. Well, I always find it funny that heels were originally meant for men.
What? Really?
For short kings.
Oh.
Well, dude, dudes were the first people wearing
Of course.
heels.
I knew this. That's why Prince wore them. Duh.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like high fashion in Europe and like the
Nope,
late
I take it
Victorian
back.
period.
If it's from Europe, those. Okay.
Yeah.
What do they know?
Well, Prince liked dressing like he was from Victorian Europe. Let's be real. But yeah, no, that was the whole point. Was like they had heels and buckles, and they were the first to wear wigs. Like high society dudes were wearing makeup before women and stuff. Mm-hmm. But they also were wearing wigs because syphilis. That's why that caught on. That's why the powdered wig caught on. Is they had syphilis or chlamydia, one of the two that makes you lose your hair.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So-
it's women just steal fashion from men.
Yeah. You get. I am. That makes me really mad that all these women stole Elton John's drip.
Yeah, they did. I would like
I'm gonna have to
so
return
that
my fish boots.
Yeah. I wonder if it was a snake oil salesman who sold the first pair of lashes. He was just like, "This will catch the cum."
It'll catch it right away. It drip down your forehead and you wick it away with your
I'll
eyes.
demonstrate it. Do I have any volunteers to demonstrate? He's just getting free dick sucks.
Come all. If you join me, I'll sign you into the Skull and Bones. Let's go.
That's the funniest fucking way to get free blowjobs is to sell a product and be like, "I'll demonstrate. Do I have volunteers? Would you like to test the product?"
I will prove it to you.
I'll show you my snake oil.
Don't worry if anything gets on you. It's actually healthy. So we get through all that stuff. It's fun. We go through and do the wax museum. They have a wax museum there. Mm-hmm. So they got all these, what you expect at a wax museum, except this one is not the big one that everybody knows and known for its accuracy. This is the one out in Missouri, so this one is the one.
This is where they send their test ones.
This is one where they send that got infected in Chernobyl, and they just like, it kind of looks like them, but it's mutated, so let's throw it there. So
yeah, they stayed in a locker too long and heated.
It was hilarious because there's one spot where it just had Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and just a hilarious cartoonish ass attached to them.
Oh my god,
they're short with just giant ass. You're like, what the fuck?
Well, they have to have some place to send their like practice work. You know what I mean? I mean, like tattoo artists have to they have volunteers.
Oh, they
practice tattooing.
If you want to practice, you just scar people for life for a couple of years, and then you finally perfect your craft.
Exactly. Yeah, you sent me a couple pictures, and they were haunting. I hate that shit. They're too I don't care even if like the ones that are like really accurate, like from what I think the one that's really good is in Hollywood, if I remember right.
Yeah,
I don't fucking care. I
hate
hate those things. They're so creepy.
They are. I mean, I got on and did a picture with the one that nobody would go near. Like I noticed it was just over there. And that was laying in bed with Hugh Hefner.
I'm surprised they let you do that. That's what when I saw you get the
I
picture
didn't see
of that,
any
I was
sign that said you couldn't, so I just did.
That rules, dude. I respect that move. It's like, hey, they didn't spell me, I could.
Exactly. I mean,
last I checked, this is Missouri.
They're lucky I didn't, just give them a little handy J and just like, hey, photo.
Oh yeah, and he was like, he had the most unkept. He looked like he just got done using somebody's cum catchers. Was just taking a break
looked
afterwards.
Like he needed his pipe, dude.
Yeah, he was just like, boy, howdy, Holly just polished me off something good.
I hope she doesn't release a tell-all book when I die.
Yeah. I hope she doesn't tell anybody that I have her felching into Bridget's butthole.
But that's okay, boys. Like my buddy Fred said, I did it for the nookie.
Yeah. Man, he probably hung out with Fred. Fred Durst was hanging out at the fucking Playboy.
He was there all the time. Fred Durst, what was it? They had a Playboy Mansion party that was on MTV, and he was the host. And he was just over.
Man,
and they
the early
all
2000s
knew him.
Ruled.
Fred Durst was great.
He still is.
I know, but now he's got dad vibes. Great song.
Yeah. It is great. Fred Durst, you're the goddamn man. Come on this podcast. Do us a favor.
Yeah.
Dude, I would quit this podcast after that.
No, you
if we
wouldn't.
got Fred Durst on. No, I wouldn't. But God, wouldn't that be so fucking cool?
It'd be so awesome.
I'm gonna reach out. I'm trying to make that happen.
We don't know. You work on movies and stuff now, but come reminisce.
Yeah. I don't even want to do that. I'm just going to throw weird topics at him, dude. I just want to talk about his latest album.
Hell yeah. Dude,
Fuck
but we
yeah.
did all that stuff. We went but while I was at Silver Dollar City, I heard the most southern name possible that made me go, maybe it is the South. So, I heard Dallas Gage, get your ass back over here. And I go, holy shit.
Dallas Gage. Name your kid Dallas and you're not from Texas is like one of the most it's so bad.
It's almost as cool as naming your kid Orlando.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, that
Who
is
are you
that's
fans
pretty
of?
southern
Orlando
name, though.
Bloom and DDP, baby.
If she would have hit him with a junior, then I would have said, okay, it's the South, but it's not.
Dallas Gage the third, get your ass over here.
It's a family name.
Dallas Gage of the Bartholomews.
Yeah, dude, if you would have hit him with that, then I would have been like, okay, yeah, it's definitely the South. But, they're still teetering. I feel like Missouri is always trying out to be the South. Like, they're always at, like, the combine. This is the year. They're Happy
They're
Gilmore.
the ones that are like, don't worry, we'll still allow your band to be called Lady Antebellum.
Yeah.
You can still be the Dixie Chicks here.
Every year they show up to the combine, turn to the guy, there's no way they're dodging me this year. I'm going to be part of the South. They're trying. You know what? I'll give them that.
Struggling, dude. But that name.
You got heart, Missouri. You got heart.
Bless your heart. You got some heart.
That's why they paid so much to have a good football team now. They're like, see, we got good football.
Yeah, man.
We're part of the SEC now, too.
You just got to drive up to Kansas City.
Our big university is in the SEC. I mean, that's Southern. That's Southern
Now,
football.
There is one thing which I was dying laughing on.
Okay.
So we paid money, and you got a 4-pack. You got to go to the House of Wax, to a mirror maze. You got to go play this game that was like they say 7D, but it's an IMAX with a gun, and it has like a little laser on it. That's all it is. That's not to discredit it. It's a dumb way to spend 10 minutes and just have fun. But then you got that, and then you got a game of miniature golf. We go over to the miniature golf and play. And there's a guy, slicked back hair. They got a statue of guys, got big old V, curlies coming out and stuff like that. And I'm like, they made him look like a very certain type of person. And when you hit the button, there's a button on each hole. And I'll be damned if the voice didn't sound just like the father on Leisure Suit Larry. I was like, holy shit. You can't... I'm like, this is so wrong the way it's doing.
So dated.
And he's a talent scout trying to make you a big star.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, this is where the casting couch guy got his dialogue.
It was so bad, dude. It was so bad. The whole time playing there.
Dude, I swear to God, this entire trip just sounds like you guys went in a time machine to be like, let's go to America before it was pussified.
Yeah,
like, you guys literally.
Yeah, dude, we went to the 1960s. Just like, fuck.
Smoking indoors.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, man. That's so
I went in for a cold. They prescribed me some Marlboros.
Toughen up, sweetheart.
Oh, you can't handle a Marlboro Red? Here, have a Camel then, puss.
Puss. How about some Turkish Golds, you fucking pussy?
Oh, man up, get the hell out of here. And just like, oh, shit, okay, well, fuck.
Oh, man, you know where's a place where you don't have to worry about manning up, Nathan?
Punninggame.com. Check that out. Monday through Friday, you can check out the entire network that we have on store for you. It's right at your fingertips. Check it out, punninggame.com. Before you go any further on that, I want you to check out youtube.com. You can check out Comic Wade Taylor. That's all together. Again, that's Comic Wade Taylor. You can check out clips from this show, full episodes. You can check out that man's Special Wild Horses and clips from just random stand-up he's got up there. And then, of course, Not Worth the Time. All right there. Make sure you like and subscribe. Then back on punninggame.com. Check out some threads.
That's right, everybody. Head over to the Pun and Game shop where you can get yourself T-shirts, hoodies, all sorts of cool stuff to represent your favorite shows at punninggame.com. And don't forget to use promo code WGAF. That's promo code WGAF. That gets you free shipping at checkout. So go get that and help support the website you love.
Them Southerners. Them guys. We're out. Peace.
Oh, one day we're going to beat them Yankee scum.
Who gives hell?